believe that your rhetoric is responsible at all. I'm saying that the promotion of this continual rhetoric will only feed into the right. This is only feeding into the people that you are saying need to disavow violence.
I want everybody in this country to disavow violence. How does that feed into the right?
I was at the rally.
No, you explain. When I say I want everybody in this country to be able to disavow violence, how does that feed into the right?
When you say that conservatives need to be afraid of dying at events that turn down the temperature.
I said that everybody should have a healthy fear of political violence. We shouldn't want it to happen.
So then say everybody. You should have said that.
You've said this for over a decade, but you guys don't hear it.
Then
you're not connected to reality.
I'm not connected to reality.
You're not connected to reality.
I'm going to prove to you, if you are on the right and you feel like Kirk is right about everything that you said and and I should be able to say what I want. And how come I understand, because I am Native Indigenous, I understand that if I show my face, that's going to be a problem for me. People will try to fucking dox me. Okay, I understand that. Why don't you understand that? It's like it's like actually living in a double standard. And that's what it means to, like, when minorities say, like, oh, you have a lot of caucasity, is because what do you expect? To not be held accountable for the things that you say? I'm not saying that you should be killed or anybody should be killed because of the things that they say. I'm not saying that. But what do you expect? Do what your forefathers did. They understood that what they said and what they did was absolutely inflammatory and the wrong thing to do. So they put hoods over their heads. They hid their face. Hello, I'm hiding my face. Duh. You want to say inflammatory shit? Then hide your fucking face. See, you don't want to do that. You want to be able to have this image and be in your ego and then say whatever the fuck you want to say and then be heralded for it, for punching down, for saying like, oh, the blacks, I don't know if I would trust a black pilot, honestly, because of DEI and da, 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 da. It's like, I kind of understand what you're saying, obviously, because I'm trying to understand what you're saying, but it's extremely inflammatory coming from somebody who's already in a beneficiary of privilege status because of the fucking way that they look, opposed to another fucking group of people. Hello, this is not rocket science. And then you expect, because you are in this beneficiary place of privilege in a hierarchy, you expect to be able to say whatever the fuck you want to say without accountability. Get a fucking clue. You're a dumbass. Hide your face if you want to say whatever the fuck you want to say. Be smarter. Hello, I'm hiding my face. Duh, idiots. And to add, I would say that your elected officials, have you noticed that every time the right wing, when they come out with like new bills that come out, it's always like a redundance of like, there's already a bill in place stating something, and then they have to say something that's just very much like, not only is it affecting people's lives, but it's just so redundant. It's like no point to having the bill. And for people who are Republicans who pride themselves on having a smaller government, why is it that y'all always trying to make new bills and new acts to impose upon what's already there? Like, you want to put more onto the government, but then y'all say at the same time, people who are identified Republican, you want a smaller government. So which is it? Do you want a smaller government, or do you want your government to force you into being a boy because you have a penis and a girl because you have a vagina? Because it seems like you want the government to enforce some things. You want the government to make sure that the Negroid stays in its place, right? You want the government to round up all the immigrants and get them the fuck out of the country, right? But then you say you want a smaller government. So which one is it? Which one is it? Do you want a smaller government, or do you want to sign new bills and acts that takes women's rights away? It takes you from using the bathroom because you may dress with a hoodie and a hat and now your gender is in question. Like, which is it? Because it's a lot of hypocrisy going on, right? Actually, it's the right. It's the right's flagrantism and the audacity. And people who are minorities talk about your audacity all the time, your caucasity all the fucking time. And what it is like, you, and especially this Kirk situation, you really expect to say whatever the fuck you want and not be held accountable for it. You actually do. You actually expect to say whatever the fuck you want and not be held accountable. And that really like Kirk really represented for the right, that staunch right, not only an ideology of like spewing inflammatory, spewing this shit that has no real basis and cannot produce a beneficial outcome other than to punch down and say that this group of people and this group of people and this group of people are a certain way or a certain thing because it's because of a media. It's mostly to do with media and how you feel, you being the right, feel like you're being overshadowed or overtaken on this hierarchy of like who's going to get attention and who's matters more, this hierarchy of this beast system. And you feel like you should be able to say what Kirk says without any repercussion. First of all, the repercussion did not come from somebody from the left. You can sit there and say that it is the case for all you want. That boy was white, and that boy, first of all, I don't think that boy did it, but the boy was white. And then on top of the boy being white, he came from a Midwestern town, society. Being like the scapegoat, right, for minorities inside of a society that one group of people feel like they're entitled to do certain things and the other group of people understand that they can't do certain things creates a dynamic of scapegoatism. Why can't you see that? Because you're fucking acting like narcissists in that situation. You think you're the golden child. You think you know everything. You think you can tell people what to do and you have the moral high ground, and you don't. You're highly recessive genetically. There's nothing moral about that. Ooh. See, that's why I had my face, dumbass. See how this works? When we're in a society where this dynamic is like this, it is truly narcissistic. Truly.